We are back at camp. Let's see if Bodan has any rumors.
If there's anything I can do for you, please, please tell me.
So have you heard anything?
There's been a battle out at Winter's Breath. Several of the Benorn banded together and fought against Logain's men. Maybe 1,000 on the field, all told. Tyrn Logain won the day, it said, but there were heavy losses on both sides. It's a fight for the throne, just like in the old times. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Well, anything else?
Queen Honora issued a plea to the Benorn to stand down, lest there be a repeat of the Winter's Breath elsewhere. I don't think they're listening, though.
Yeah.
Many of them think Honora isn't even the one really speaking. They say the Queen does what her father tells her. Can't say I blame them. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Okay.
Of course. Good fortune to you and yours.
Goodbye.
I think I may give the Grimoire to Morrigan, because Mira couldn't do anything with it. There you go. And then... oh, let's give away some stuff. Let's try... let's try. Warden. I don't know, might get rid of these. Alright. Let's go get her. No, I think I have to do it from here, right? Oh, by the way, Morrigan has now... I've given her the stuff that Emon gave us. And Alistair is like this, I don't know why. I will try and see if he can fight with this much encumbrance. I don't really know, but we're gonna try. So she has this enchanter stuff that Emon gave us. It's fine. She has her old stuff here, so everything is alright. What are you, gift?
What? You found Flemeth's grimoire? When I spoke of it to you, I did not truly hope... This is a most fortuitous event. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately.
Well, what do you hope to find within it?
Secrets. My mother has many of them, and this tome represents the one time that they were able to get away from her. I do not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be interesting.
Yeah. Indeed, it should. Alright, so she will study it and she will update us. We should talk to people. Maybe to Shale. Let's see if she has anything to say. Yeah, Shale. Do you... I don't know, let's see what I can ask her.
It doesn't have better things to do.
No, not really. So how did you end up in Honlis? Do you remember?
Oh yes, that I remember quite well. My former master, the Mage Wilhelm, he brought me. As I recall, he had acquired some position with whatever lord ruled the land. I, being little more than a glorified possession at the time, was brought along. Oh, how he enjoyed impressing the villagers with me. Gollum snarl at that villager there, be fearsome. And of course, I would have to do it.
Do you... Well... Why were you out in front of the tower?
That is where Wilhelm kept me.
Oh.
He wanted me out in the open where I could be frightening like a scarecrow. I was supposed to watch for thieves. Pah! Plus, his wife didn't want me indoors. She said there wasn't room for me. Hag.
Well, tell me about his wife.
I was once larger, 10 feet tall. Then the loathsome hag complained that I couldn't fit through the doors. So the mage had me shrunk down. Can it believe it? And she still wanted me out.
Yeah, that was an excuse. How does someone shrink a golem?
With a chisel. And a lot of nerve.
Oh. I would think you could have used magic. You didn't like this film, I take it?
He did love using that control rod. Fondled it so much his wife actually threatened to throw it in the lake. Ha! I would have liked to have seen that. Which reminds me, where did it find the rod? Did it pay a great deal for it?
Not really. I think Willem's wife sold it and then eventually came to me.
Hag.
Yes. Do you remember anything before Honlis?
I traveled with the mage. He did a lot of traveling, I remember that. But where we went, it is rather fuzzy. I remember great battles, fighting many humans long ago. They were all very soft and squishy. And before that, No, there are only images. I was somewhere dark.
How old are you exactly?
I have no idea. Wilhelm used to brag that the dwarves stopped making golems centuries ago.
Oh.
I do not age as you soft creatures do. Sadly, my memory is no better. Plus, I get bored and stop paying attention.
Okay. Well, I would have thought you'd enjoy scaring humans.
I'd have happily stomped them all into paste, and then ripped down their little houses and stomped on them, too. In fact, after 30 years of watching them, I'd do it twice.
Yes.
What I didn't like was being ordered to do it. Dangled in front of those frightened morons like some scary thing. Once I was a statue, it took those villagers years before they'd even approach me. The first one to actually work up the nerve to touch me urinated himself.
All right. That's some backstory.
Good. I was just about done talking about it. It does like to have a good chat now and again, doesn't it?
Seems like you do too, Shell. It's not like she's not talking, like Stan. Well, Stan?
Yes.
I wanted to discuss something you mentioned.
Speak then.
What did you mean about human wisdom?
Perhaps if humans sought wisdom beyond the walls of chantries, they might find it now and then.
I agree, but... Don't you Kunari have places of worship? I'm not really sure about this.
Kunari do not worship.
Oh yeah, of course. But don't you give offerings to your triumvirate, or whatever was it? Triumvirate, yes, it is a triumvirate, but I don't remember what the name of the three parts is, but... What do you know about wisdom, then?
I know that it cannot be found unless sought.
Yes.
There is little point in pursuing this. We should move on.
Well, I had another question.
Very well.
You know, there is some wisdom in the chant.
Then someone should release it into the wild. It is in danger of dying out.
Well, I I think that's the whole point of the chant.
Tell that to your priests, then. They seem to think otherwise. Tell me, where is the wisdom in crying for a derelict god to save you?
So more people know about this god. Well, the makers said that we have to do it. I don't really care or agree, but I suppose the chantry works as a comfort for many people. But what would you do then?
My people have a tale. A great Ashkari during his travels came upon a village in the desert. There he found the houses crumbling, the earth so dry and dead that the people tied themselves to each other for fear a strong wind would carry the ground out from under their feet. Nothing grew there except the bitter memory of gardens. The Ashkari stopped the first man he saw and asked what happened here. Drought came, and the world changed from prosperity to ruin, the man told him.
And then?
Change it back, the Ashkari replied. The villager became angry then, believing the Ashkari mocked him, for no one could simply change the world on a whim. To which the Ashkari answered, "Then change yourself. You make your own world."
You're actually right. I actually agree with Stan. I don't know if Mira does. I hope the villager slapped him. Well, depends. Depends with how severe was the drought, and maybe they just needed to go away from that place. In the world where Mira lives, nobles are better than everybody, and they can do what they want. And mages, mages get killed. They get killed under a Qun, so I can't really say that. But elves are bad, and people treat them badly, and they don't respect them. In the Qun, everybody is equal, and everybody has a role, whether you like it or not. That's the thing. But they live in a fairer world. So Mira has grown up in a world that cannot be changed. It could, but that's a lot of work. It's not as she has lived in a world that it's not as fair as the world of the Qunari seems/is, whether you like the Qun or not. I mean, which people make the world? That's the question. Some people are better than others in Mira's world, and in Stan's world, every person has what they deserve. Kind of. So complicated, but so interesting. Well, the truth is that up until now, and maybe she's still doing it, but she has made the best of what she's got. Even in the Mage's tower, she was doing the best with what she got, even if some other methods were not very nice. But she's technically, I think, following the same principle that Stan is talking about. You cannot change the world, then you change yourself. Mira adapted to the tower and was trying to do the best that she could. So she has always lived with the chantry. Chantry is there, has always been there, but she can very well live without it. It's part of her culture, and that's it. But she lives by the belief that you have to do something. That's pretty clear. So, well, Stan has a point.
Believe in whatever you like, absent creators or whimsical gods. Follow prophets or Ashkari or omens in the earth and sky. You will find wisdom only if you seek it. Hashira, we should move on.
Oh, let's see.
Very well.
Oh, this goes on. tell me more about the Talvashots. Why do they fight you?
Isn't it the nature of a wound to bleed? I have no more answers than you. Why do we fight the Darkspawn? Why do the Darkspawn fight us?
That's a good question. Well, don't the Talvashot give reasons?
Now and then. Do the reasons matter? It makes little difference to those they fight.
I don't know.
Tell me then, why do you fight?
Really? To get revenge. Yeah. She's kinda... through power, getting revenge for what has been done to her, but mostly because I have to. It's not like I had a choice.
Yes, there is no other reason.
Thank you.
The Talvashoth wish us dead, and we wish to go on living. The point of our war is war.
Uh-huh. Are you sure you should listen to them? I'm not saying they are right, but... well...
As you wish.
Oh, let's read Stan. Let's see if there's something. So, either you have an enviable memory or a pitiable life to know nothing of regret. The northern islands are remote, lush jungles that harbor cities rumored to be the most extraordinary ever built. These are the lands of the Kunari, lands that no foreign eyes ever see. Only the stories of the 3 exalted marches waged against the giants have reached the south, until the arrival of Stan. Well, I don't think Stan is the only one going around. Well, I suppose. The stoic giant in the cage was surely the strangest thing the people of Lothering had ever seen, until the blight struck. He was sent with a small group of Kunari soldiers to investigate the blight and report back. Outside Lothering, they were ambushed by Darkspawn. They fought off the attack, but only Stan survived. Farmers found him dying and took him in, but when he awoke, alone and unarmed, he panicked, killing the entire family. Realizing he had sacrificed his honor, Stan waited for the villagers to come and surrendered, expecting death. Stan has an eye for paintings, an appreciation that might seem out of character, but is actually an extension of Kunari discipline. He respects an artist for careful composition, a skill that is as much about where the brushstroke stops as where it begins. Okay, so alright. I gave some what is the skill you acquired? Oh, the plot skill, inspired minus strength. I think, what does Liliana, Morrigan have? Inspired minor magic. Bonus to magic. Alright. Let's talk with Liliana, shall we? She might be curious about what we found in the temple.
You've seen and touched Andraste's ashes. They are the holiest thing on this earth, the remains of the Maker's chosen.
Well, I would not have disturbed them, but for the Arl's sake.
I know, it seems almost irreverent to use her as a curative, and it is also a tiny bit morbid. I do not know if I am worthy to look upon her.
Well, why do you even revere Andraste? Mira knows why everybody reveres Andraste, full stop. That's because it simply is. So, what are you talking about? She belongs to us all, whether we want it or not.
Yes, of course, but it still is something to be in awe of.
Oh, you have minor cunning. Let's read Liliana as well. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace, and in that stillness I could hear the Maker. A lay sister of the Chantry who can beat the stuffing out of trained mercenaries would be notable enough. But one who also claims to have been sent to fight the Darkspawn by the Maker himself is unusual, to say the least. She joined Alistair and Mira in loadering, insisting that she would prove useful. There's more to Leliana than had even been apparent at loadering, however. She spent much of her life as a bard in Orlais, a minstrel, assassin, and spy employed by the nobles of Varoyo in their elaborate games of intrigue. Leliana takes care to honor the loadering cloister that took her in, and keeps symbols of Andraste's blessings close to her heart. Yeah. Maybe I should... I gave some gifts, some generic gifts to Alistair mostly, and I might as well go
I shall treasure it. Thank you.
and give this stuff to
You have
Devran.
excellent taste.
I want to get rid of it. I could give this to Leliana. Yeah, I wanted to give this to Leliana. Let's read about Devran. The crows send their regards. Oh god, Devran. Between the Winter Imperium, Rivain, and the Free Marches sits the nation of Antiva. Although it possesses few resources of its own, Antiva's location makes it center for trade in the north, and the capital, Antiva City, is the wealthiest in the world. Antiva has virtually no army. The monarchy is too weak to support one. Most Antivans would be hard-pressed even to name the current king, as the true power lies in the hands of a dozen merchant princes, each with a personal army and each locked in a constant struggle for power against all the others. Yeah, this is a little bit not about Zevran, but more about Antiva itself. Anyone would think then that Antiva would be a ripe target for invasion by one of her neighbors, but even the Cunari leave Antiva alone for one very good reason: the House of Crows. The most efficient, most feared, and most expensive guild of assassins in the world calls Antiva their home, and their reputation alone defends the borders. Devran was the crow contracted by Logan to assassinate Alistair and Mira. One failed attempt later, however, he found himself at the mercy of his would-be victims. They showed him unexpected mercy, and in return he swore to aid the Wardens on their quest to end the Blight. Devran shows an affinity for the finer things in life, hardly surprising for an Antivan crow, but his appreciation can be more poetic than he lets on. A simple bar of refined silver or gold, uncomplicated by a craftsman's hammer, is elegantly valued. Well, to have a gold bar must be one thing to see. That's for sure. Let's see.
I've a question, if I may.
Okay. You may not. Alright.
Well, here's the thing. I swore an oath to serve you, yes? And I understand the quest you're on, and this is all very fine and well. My question pertains to what you intend to do with me once this business is over with, as a point of curiosity.
Well, you could go if you wanted.
Could I? And what if I didn't wish to leave?
Well, you could become a warden when we get our hands on the ritual. But, well, why wouldn't you go if you had the chance?
How should I know? I cannot see the future. What if I liked it here? What if we became fond of each other? Stranger things have happened.
You're not my kind. My kind of guy. Well, I appreciate your help, but I truly doubt it. Well, maybe I could use a friend? Mira is opportunistic, so maybe she would keep him around. Who knows?
See, I have a tendency to grow on others. You'll see. It is good to know what my options might be, but that is for another time. For now, we have much to do, yes?
Alright. I'm not gonna ask him anything else, because... we talked with Alistair, I think. So now, what shall we do? Could we go back to Radcliffe one moment and see if the city has improved?
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see. Maybe there is a quest board, a chantry board.
Sensing dark?
Maybe not, maybe yes. Let's see how Alistair is doing with this gear. Liana has her own crossbow now.
Yes.
Alistair, try to drag... Alistair Devran, try to go this way, because I wanna... Yeah. Oh, I didn't see that ogre, did I? You're staying out of it for now. That one is dead.
Going.
Are you dead? We need to get rid of those archers.
Yes.
They are very far apart. Oh, this guy is coming to help me. I don't want you to, because I'm about to fireball. Well, there. Liana? Can you go help this one guy?
You should run.
There. Oh, you leveled Mira? Oh god, this poor guy. Is he down? There. There. We saved a bit more people this time.
Yes.
We managed. Hello?
Our Lehman sends his regards, Warden. We're trying to keep the roads clear and safe.
Oh, right.
Good luck with that. All right.
Oh, right.
Okay, bye, you guys. To exit. What should you do, Mira?